Oh, it's a banner day. Let's see. I woke up to find that the east wing of the White House has been destroyed at the whims of a giant man toddler. Someone stole my recycling bin. Um, there's an NBA betting scandal. I mean, yeah, what a great day. But I am enjoying the crisp fall-like temperatures and sunshine. So there
Sunshine
you
and blue
go.
skies. I couldn't agree
Hmm,
more.
hmm.
Still a lot of green out there, and you're right to all the above. I think people are still pretty much shocked about the East Wing literally going away. Any kind of pushback, which is very rare against this administration or regime, as you say. Um, they're like, "Hey, we told you we were going to do this." Not that they got permits or talked
Yeah,
to
I mean
any.
that I think that goes through. Does it go through the national park or the national?
Yes,
Yeah, and it's
yes,
it's a lengthy process. You don't just like sign off on it and say, "Yeah, have at it,
yeah.
rip it up." Um, Interestingly enough, that's where Melania, the first lady's offices are.
Let's hope they told her when construction started. Okay.
I know she might be trapped in the rubble, or most likely in New York with her personal trainer and her Pilates
I
instructor.
was more worried about the fake Melania. Okay, the one that actually stays in Washington.
Yeah.
That could have been a problem. They took all day yesterday to just do a fluff piece with Trump. He just couldn't stop talking about it. He had here's more. I mean, it's really hard to look at.
It
He
really
had
is hard to look at. It's
he had
disturbing.
all kinds of illustrations and photos of the and his it's gold everywhere. It's nothing but gold, and
Hmm.
they compared it to something out of the Kremlin, which Trump would be all about, I guess.
Yeah,
Here's a big photo that you can see the East Wing. I mean, compared to the White House, it's comparable, and it's now gone,
it's
uh,
gone.
literally gone. You can compare it to the swimming pool on the left. It's just it's unbelievable what he's done under his own authority. I mean, he talked to nobody. They just started demolition, and he wants. To, it turns out he wants to sue somebody because asbestos is flying through the air. I guess he didn't think about that, and without permits or anybody qualified other than his builders, um, you know, sue everybody. What's this asbestos thing?
Yeah, I'm going to create a prop, much like, the lawsuits that were the charges brought by his own malfeasance that he wants to sue for now. And again, it's like this is all brought on by you. You
Pretty
probably
much.
did hire cut rate contractors that you're not going to pay anyway. You're going to stiff them. I'm sure they've taken no precautions. They probably gave him those crappy masks you can buy at Home Depot that, you know, dude, I hope Trump's getting lungfuls of that refreshing, good, healthy asbestos. Good for the lungs. Breathe it in there, buddy.
Well, it's no longer something that we monitor anyway. We talked about this. The largest exporter of asbestos is Russia, so they're kind of his buddies. During this whole infomercial snooze fest that went on all day yesterday, you have
Snooze
Hegseth
fest is more
sitting
like
there.
it.
You got Rubio sitting there. Like these guys have nothing better to do all day than sit on the couch. I mean, it's like The View or something. And all they do is sit there and applaud. Again, the numbers on this started as $200 million, which was approved. Then it went to 250 million. Yesterday, Trump said it's going to cost $300 million to do this. It's a 90,000 square foot ballroom. The White House is 55,000 square feet. I'm going to put this photo up again just so you can see size. It's insane. It is insane. Where is it? It's just crazy.
Yeah,
They've wanted this for 150 years.
I
You
don't
know,
think so.
patriots, patriotic Americans did the investing. I mean, it just went on. Incredible reviews. The people were reviewing this. It was incredible.
Yeah, this is just outrageous. And dude, if this was a movie, this would be on par with, I don't know if you've seen it, The Death of Stalin.
I have not.
It's sardonically funny, and biting, but this is where we're at. This is reality. We were talking before, and if you were sitting back and watching this from, say, the moon, you'd find it hilarious. Here's this giant blob of a man who's clearly unstable, unbalanced, just every whim that he has, and they're all bad. They're all narcissistic and toxic. And the GOP just applauds it like trained seals, and they let him go forward with it.
Yeah, and they support it full heartedly. It's insane.
let's see, we can't afford affordable health care. We can't afford benefits for low-income Americans or a safety net, but 30 million for Argentina. Well, get that out of
40,
cash. Send that over.
40.
40. Yeah, my bad.
To that point, the national debt went up $1 trillion. We're now up to $38 trillion debt. It went up $500 billion this month, and it's gone up $1 trillion in the last 2 months. This isn't Biden's issue, so we can stop using the B word.
No, this is not.
This is all about Big Dummy, and he
Mhm.
doesn't seem to really care. So,
Big Dummy doesn't care. He's
and
raking it in.
oh, he's making money hand over fist. So is his family. I mean, let's be honest. So as electricity costs have doubled, it's doubling that of inflation. Vegetables are up 40%, coffee's up 20%, healthcare's up 114%.
Hmm.
Jobless claims by federal workers and this is on a week over week numbers, up 121%. And you'd be like, oh, what's a shutdown? Of course. It's the highest since the 2019 shutdown. The only reason why we're getting this data, because as you know, the Department of Labor is no longer going to give us any numbers, is through
Yeah.
state level data. Possibility of recession, 93%. But to that point, you have the GOP approved what you said, 40 billion bailout for Argentina, $1 billion upgrade to that $400 million Qatari jet that was gifted to Trump, $172 million for 2 private jets for Kristi Noem. $230 million has been approved for legal fee reimbursement because now Trump thinks the Department of Justice should give him $230 million.
Which is obscene. That is just ridiculous.
He was hurt a lot. Okay, the Russia hoax and all that stuff.
Which was not a hoax. It was just a bungled release of the Mueller report, and William Barr fucking just doctored it and
Right.
put it out there, and the media went right along with
It's
it.
just so weird that they let Jack Smith look like a jerk. Biden lets Biden. There's no pushback for the Democrats. Biden has said how terrible a person he is and what an awful job he did. A year ago, I didn't have any of these concerns about my electric bill, about my grocery prices, about healthcare. No problems.
Yeah, and I didn't have to see Biden every day.
Correct. I love that part too.
And I mean, nobody's perfect. Biden, I had some issues with Biden going back to the Clarence Thomas hearings, which he did say, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Um, but for fuck's sake, man, this is like night and day. I mean, Biden overall is a decent person.
Yeah.
He committed the cardinal sin. He got old,
Yes. He goes to church and they say he's terrible.
and he got a lot of things done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've watched it be dismantled, step by step.
Yeah.
And again, I can't get over the fact that this is all intentional. All of this. I mean, self-inflicted for the advancement of one person, essentially, their family, and a bunch of toadies and lickspittles that are going along with it. And you're
Well,
seeing suffering on an unprecedented scale. I mean, people rounded up military in our cities, democratic cities, of course,
yeah.
armed people running amok, rounding people up. Think about that for a second. This is fucking insane. If somebody had told you a year ago and you hadn't read 2025 because it was pretty much all spelled out, you'd be like, get the fuck out of here. That sounds like a bad movie. And yet here we are. We wake up to this every damn day. Some days it's just unbelievable.
It's pretty unbelievable. And we're getting to a tipping point of not being able to right all this corruption. Today, Trump had another pardon out there, and this was for his buddy Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ to his compadres. And the rationale behind this was this guy pleaded guilty. He got his 4 years or 4 months rather, served them, and then he gets a pardon from Trump. KK Caroline says it's a response to Biden's war on crypto, of course, right? We may remember such things as these coins, which now somebody might be doing some jail time for pumping and dumping the Melania meme coin.
The classic pump and dump.
Yeah, nothing new there. I mean, if Hawk Tuah can do it, why can't this woman do it?
Yeah, that poor kid.
Agreed. Kind of duped into it. Anyway, this guy had pleaded guilty to enabling money laundering. Didn't matter if you were a child trafficker or a drug dealer or fill in the blank. Didn't matter. We're gonna clean your munsies, so don't worry about it. But Trump always said that this was kind of a scam until it started working for him, right? Mm-hmm. So once they started giving him money, he became the crypto president. He's going to be the crypto president.
He's the crypto president. He's the authoritarianism president. He's the recession president. He's the fill in the blanks president. Anything bad that's happening in this country, you can pretty much place squarely at the feet of Trump and the GOP.
Could not agree more. So he launched a joint crypto project with Melania right before he was sworn in. Once he was sworn in, he appointed crypto-friendly regulators. He reduced regulations around digital currency. He disbanded the Justice Department team that takes on investigating crypto crime, because who needs that? And now that we've cleared this pathway, whose family benefits the most? Trumpy Bear. They have an umbrella company. They own half of World Liberty Company Financial, which is a cryptocurrency company. CZ helped boost one of Trump's crypto ventures, and then he gets rewarded with this pardon. Again, he was only given 4 months, which is crazy, but the corruption is real, and it just continues day after day after day.
And it is, and you know, for every hardworking person who gets up every morning, goes to work, watches their grocery bill go up, watches their utility bill go up, struggles to pay for health insurance for your family, for daycare, it's a slap in the face. It's just insulting, and people can only take so much.
You're absolutely right. And then it continues. So you wonder, how does he keep people in line? How are people still willing to vote for him? I mean, they're working on that part too. Don't get me wrong. Going into states, trying to get voter rolls, trying to, not count people's votes. We'll see how that goes with the redistricting. But Veterans Affairs, you would think that the veterans would be taken care of. They serve our country. They were willing to give their lives for our country. But at the end of the day, it's about Trump and the money, right? So
always
all the long-term care for these veterans that they need, the things they've seen, many people, in wartime, whether it was Iraq or Afghanistan, they want to take that away. So Secretary Veterans, where's Doug? I know Doug's up here somewhere because he's a real beaut.
Oh, this guy, Doug Collins, what a clown.
He is a clown, and he just can't get out of his own way when he talks like a moron. But they want to stop sessions, ending any long-term care, the one-on-one sessions. Any pushback to policy faces disciplinary consequences. So, they're going to get their agenda through. Because of these new policies, they're hemorrhaging staff. And again, that only detracts from the veterans. So they want to get more people in, but only in a group setting. Some people have such horrific experiences that they don't want to be in a group setting discussing their personal demons, so to speak. This isn't even clinically sound medicine to begin with. The VA, of all things, was always known to have excellent medical care for our veterans and exceptionally skilled providers that are apt at assessing veterans' needs. It's not just you go see the family doctor and he gets it. These people are specifically for veterans that have supported our country, but they don't care. That's the bottom line. They just don't care.
They don't care. And we knew somebody who served at the VA for a long time, for many years, who was extremely dedicated.
Yeah.
All in on her work. And, you're running off people like that.
For sure. Yeah. Again, it just becomes indifference, I guess, for the most part. So as we're trimming there and we're doing injustice to our veterans, we also have SNAP coming up. SNAP will be ending November 1st. And you're looking at 42 million people that aren't going to get the benefits of SNAP. 1 in 8 receive SNAP benefits. 1 in 4 children receive SNAP benefits. It's $9 billion in grocery spending. So you're like, oh, get off the couch, earn your food type of thing. But it's a whole system. It's we'll feel it because grocery prices will compensate for the loss. It's 13 billion to 14 billion in profit that'll now go away because we're not going to be using the trucking, the stores, the people that supplied this food to these people. It's going to add about $1.50 to $1.80, just to make up for the costs that they're not bringing in. So somebody's got to pay. It's going to end up being us. It affects all of us, not just the 42 million people. And again, it's not a bootstrap pull up. These are people that, due to circumstance, due to economic times, they need help. Why wouldn't you help your most vulnerable?
Because the cruelty is the point. It always has been with the Republicans. Don't forget, going back to the 30s, these were the same people that were against Social Security. They were against healthcare. They were against any kind of assistance, even, as the country was, struggling to make it through the depths of the Depression. These people were against the New Deal. They wanted nothing about, and they're still fighting it. These are people that do not give a shit about anybody that is not a billionaire or a white Christian billionaire. It's just, it's insane. It really is. And there are so many more people, there are so many more of us than there are of them. And the fact that they're just getting away with this blatantly in your face. All right, so we're going to cut SNAP. We're going to let people starve. We're going to let costs rise, but we're going to, shell out $40 billion to Argentina because Trump likes their leader. He's like an Argentinian Trump, and he basically is.
You're
a
right.
populist, hate-filled lunatic. This is obscene.
Well, and he wants to buy beef, as we talked about beef from Argentina, which already has it has foot and mouth disease. The bottom line is 80% of our domestic production of beef is on us. So whatever Argentina could bring to us to the beef markets, certainly not going to tip the scales in any way, shape, or form. Now you're bringing in a product that maybe will hinder what we already have. So there's no gain to the American public other than the threat of maybe getting mad cow disease.
Don't worry about that. If you get it, you know what? You won't even know it. You won't care.
They know it's diseased. They still may want to bring it in. We'll see. And let's keep in mind that when Doge came in, the cuts to the USDA and the FDA brought in a shortage of inspectors. Our domestic food safety is way down.
It's way down. And don't forget, the pork industry is allowed to regulate themselves now. They have been for some time. So, that looks fine. A little green around the edges. Pass.
So, Trump's doing this for the cattle ranchers. Now, anybody that's paying attention knows that the cattle ranchers aren't thrilled by this. They're losing their foothold as far as not only their livelihood, but their place in their communities. I mean, we have a lot of land for cattle ranching. The Secretary of Agriculture comes out and said they also wanted to open another 5 million acres of BLM, which is our land, to these ranchers. They're trying to help the ranchers. Well, you're not helping them by buying meat from another country, for one.
Yeah.
And their whole point is that they want to make beef, put it back at the center of our American diet. They're not listening to science at all.
No. And, I don't have a beef with beef. Beef is fine. But, I don't know that it should be at the centerpiece of a healthy diet. I think a couple times a week, it's fine. Every day, no. But again, and I don't know the numbers. I don't know the statistics. But my guess is, a lot of people have been cutting back on that just for health reasons. Many people are vegans. Yeah, that too, especially lately. Many people prefer a more plant-based diet. I can tell you from my personal experience that a lot of the plant-based meat substitutes are fine. You season them up and, put them in a skillet and cook up, put them in your tacos, put them in your pasta sauce.
Sure.
It's fine.
And to your point, I do like beef. I'm not anti-beef either, but it's not something, people have issues with cholesterol. People have all kinds of issues, and it's not something that you should have at every meal. And when they say grandma smoked every day and had steak every night, different times and really good genetics on her part.
Good
But
genetics, but don't forget, grandma was probably walking over 10,000 steps every day. Grandma was probably doing some kind of physical labor, moving around.
good point.
Grandma was probably also eating, organic vegetables.
Sure.
That, the food chain was a lot less chemicalized, shall we say.
Absolutely. Good way of putting it.
So yeah, it's not really, I don't think it's a real fair equivalent.
Well, and I just think it's a statement made and then you move on, but it really doesn't help those that are having medical issues that are driven by diet. How many
Which is a
dietitians are out
serious
there?
problem. I mean, the percentage of people that are either diabetic, type 2 diabetes, or pre-diabetic, it's a huge proportion. And the amount of people that are clinically obese, these are leading causes of metabolic disease. And this is what, kills people.
Yeah. Well, there's no doubt about it. But again, they're only really worrying about themselves. So it's not like
Oh, yeah,
the
they don't
greater
care.
good at all. I mean,
And
look at
again,
Trump's
every
salary.
member of Congress has gold-plated health care.
That's right. They're probably going to get well taken care of.
Yeah, so I'm sure Mike Johnson can eat as much meat as he likes, eating all that beef, swallowing it right up.
I mean, it gets to the point where I get where you're going with that. It gets to the point where you have Fox, and here's Kaylee, what's her face, pumping the priming the pump for Hamburger Helper, which thanks to this, I didn't know you could have it for breakfast. You just put it in your hash browns, but you got your deluxe, some savory teriyaki, cheeseburger macaroni, which you and I have had. There's no doubt.
Dude, growing up, we ate some hamburger helper and it was fine. I'm not here to knock the hamburger helper,
A little
but
high in sodium, but yeah.
yeah, well, what isn't in the American diet? Um, but maybe you make it up with your plant-based beef crumble.
Sure. I
I'm
will
sure
say
it's
this,
fine.
though. You can't talk about how amazing everything is. Gas prices are down, energy costs are down, everything's down, way down, except for beef right now. And then say, hey, helper's increasing because people are tightening their budget. Why are they tightening their budget?
Gee,
Why
I
are they?
wonder.
I mean, you just can't have it both ways. Tell me how great it is, and then tell me people are eating dog food. It just doesn't correlate.
Yeah, I mean, these are people that they don't live in reality and they don't care. They'll lie to your face, and and some people like to eat the shit sandwich, but I think less and less of the American public cares to eat that shit sandwich anymore.
I would agree, and I'm really not interested in eating the shit sandwich at all. But
No.
um, yeah, here we are, waiting and wondering.
Hmm.
So I guess we'll just see. There was all kinds of. I'm not going to jump to him yet, but the talk of Venezuela. We're going after the boats again. They're just killing people left and right, and there's no real pushback because it all comes back to the drugs, the 300 million Americans that were killed by it. I mean, just made up numbers and a reason to just.
Hmm.
So yesterday it was all about the the ocean drugs, as they call it, drugs by sea. It's a little term they use, ocean drugs. I mean,
Ocean
said
drug.
nobody ever, right? I mean, like this is just made up nonsense. He's just spitballing, and he sounds ridiculous.
He is
So,
ridiculous.
of course, Venezuela is going to be next, right? Because they've got oil. We're in a position where we want that oil, and Maduro's a bad person. So pretty easy to start bombing boats. None of these boats look like they carry any drugs. They're killing fishermen. There's no oversight to this at all. And then you just get, Hegseth puts on a flight suit and he's in the back of that F-15 flying around. He was like his feet were kicking and stuff. He was so excited.
He's as bad as cosplay Christie. He really is. He's just there to put on a little outfit and, ooh, let's fly around in a jet.
Well, he's the Pentagon's TV guy, is what they called it. So the Pentagon, we talked about this the other day. They silenced. You had to sign on or get the heck out. And what they did was get rid of all the networks. So New York Times, Washington Post, CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, Reuters, and Fox. I did say Fox as well.
Mhm.
And then they brought in Lindell TV. Maybe that name's familiar to you. That's the pillow guy.
How does that guy have a TV network when he's fucking broke as a joke? He's been sued into oblivion, and he looks like he's he's back on the crack again.
Well, some guys never get off the crack. So you have all these, Jack Posobiec, Tim Pool, all this next generation journalists, as KK Caroline calls them, but they're just like
Journalists.
pack of morons. Gateway Pundit,
What a fuck. That guy's been a douchebag for decades.
decades, going on 3 decades.
Hmm.
So Venezuela will probably be next. It's interesting though, because, Hegseth presents, he's their TV guy. He just made a comment that all Pentagon staff, including top generals, must get approval before talking to Congress about anything that goes on in the Pentagon. It's really weird. But their point is that Hegseth's just the punching bag at the surface. He looks good on TV. People think he's tough and all that stuff. But the Deputy Secretary of Defense is Steve Feinberg. And Steve Feinberg started a hedge fund, a very successful hedge fund. This is him, big nominee of Trump's. And you may have noted that the U.S. Army's turning to private equity for infrastructure funding.
What could go wrong?
And this guy's in a great spot for it, right? I mean, he comes from a hedge fund that he had, and they did military investing, and it seems like a great choice for it. So you're looking at $13-14 trillion in capital funding. And when people give that kind of money to a hedge fund, it's their fiduciary law for them. They have to make money and they have to give the money back. And then these things dry up after 10 years and you get your money back. It's all about making money. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're in the War Department, how do you make money? You buy all these arms because it's the infrastructure, guns, bullets, whatever, missiles. And then what do you have to do with them to make money?
I guess you got to use them on somebody.
So maybe it's Venezuela. They seem to have oil. They seemed like they wouldn't put up much of a fight. It seems like a win-win at that point.
Yeah, this whole thing is insane. It really is. And
it's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So this was back a ways, but I'm going to put up Maduro. But he has dealt with our country before. They freed 6 Americans. He met with Trump officials. I mean, clearly he's only the devil if you need something that he has. I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm not saying it's a well-run country. I'm saying, what's it our business? Why are we killing fishermen 4 and 5 at a time with missiles that cost $100,000? It makes no sense. Why is ICE buying chemical warheads and such? We're buying all this military grade stuff for what exactly?
This is chilling. Yeah. This is chilling because this is Trump's private army.
Yes.
The GOP's private army made up of, a bunch of thugs, Proud Boys, white Christian nationalists, racists. I mean, it's like Blazing Saddles when they rounded up every, mug, thug, cutthroat, bandit that they could find, For Headley Lamar's little
that's Headley.
That's Headley. Yeah. This is exactly what this is like. And again, if this was a fucking spoof of a movie, it'd be hilarious, but it's not that funny. It's pretty chilling. I mean, again, let's go back to the fact that you're seeing masked, heavily armed people snatching people off American streets. And I don't know if you saw it, but New York City stood up when they raided the vendor booths on Canal Street. People fucking stood up, man. New York is not having it. That woman in the polka dot dress who got right up in their faces.
That's what's
these people they're here to round up immigrants. They don't care if you're innocent. They don't care if you're an American citizen. But I think the deeper purpose is to fucking either start some shit and enable them to have a military crackdown with Trump at the helm. But it is definitely, Trump wants to go to war with the American people. Anybody who's not full on MAGA, you're the enemy. I mean, look at some of the laws these people are trying to pass against protesting, against freedom of speech. against the right to assemble. All of this is fucking insane.
Extremely un-American.
Mm-hmm.
And just to move on at the weirdness, you have this guy, robots. Tesla is talking about shareholders have to vote on, or the board rather, about giving this guy $1 trillion pay package, $1 trillion over 10 years. Now, granted, they had given him 56 billion in the last package, but as you can see here, AI may replace jobs, giving people time to grow vegetables. Look, working is optional. I mean, how exciting is that?
Is there going to be a universal income, a basic universal income? I don't think
No,
so.
it's about these robots. So his biggest concern is he's building this robot army. And these are his words. I'm not pulling this out of thin
He's
air.
insane, by the way.
So anybody that opposes his robot army, he calls a corporate terrorist. And his whole thing about this money with Tesla is that he's worried he's going to make this army and then he's going to lose control of the army. So he needs to stay involved with Tesla. He needs to stay in his standing with Tesla so he can control the army.
This is insane.
I mean, yesterday we heard that Amazon is going to make $500,000 or 500,000 robots to pick up their production. I mean, all those people that work in the warehouse and pee in a bottle now and are being timed, we don't need you anymore. Where are they going? How are they
going to grow vegetables? Going to grow vegetables. And, you know, hey, when you're homeless and living in a field, you've got lots of space to grow those vegetables. But, dude, this is crazy. It really is.
And then you got to get somebody to buy your vegetables.
Well, and here's the thing. You don't just produce vegetables. They take time to grow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're going to make a career out of growing vegetables, you're called a farmer. You have a place called a farm. And farms cost money. Yeah. You've got to be able to, you know, buy the seeds, which are not cheap. You've got to maintain, you've got to grow them. I mean, these people are just out of their fucking minds.
They can't relate.
That comes out of their mouths.
Yeah. Well, let's get even further out of our minds. We've been agreeing lately with Marjorie Taylor Greene on quite a few things, surprisingly.
Crazy, right?
A little bit crazy. But today, let me find Lee Zeldin. Lee Zeldin has come out. He's the EPA secretary or commissioner, and they're going to look into chemtrails. We're going after the chemtrails. Okay. MTG has been all over chemtrails. We're going to start investigating them. Okay. Because we got nothing else going on. So we better go after chemtrails.
So we're going to throw you people a bone. Maybe you'll shut up and stop talking about the Epstein files. And yeah, chemtrails, which, man.
I mean, it sounds crazy, and I'm one of the crazies that I know contrails compared to chemtrails. Mm-hmm. You see a sky like this, 3 days later, you start to get rain. You're going to have cloudy days. Your sunny blue days go away. There was reason behind it. It wasn't some, it is part of weather seeding. It's been around since the 70s. People have patents on this. It is heavy metals. Boron is one of the issues of it coming down, how it falls down to earth and on your citizenry is important. I get that. But is that where we're going with this right now? Like, we've got a mess on our hands, and now we're going to look up to the sky and go after chemtrails. Is that going to get MTG's vote away from the Epstein files? I mean, they thought maybe that would, but we'll see.
I hope not. Hopefully, she's not distracted that easily, because look at all the stops they're pulling out to cover up those files. Release the damn file. If you've got nothing to hide, release them. And Mike Johnson, swear in the representative from Arizona, for fuck's sake. What are you doing in your 22-hour work days?
I know. Come on, man. 22-hour work days. You're just insane. And a bit of a liar. And then they put on that show. They sit up at the podium and they just lie to the American public. It's too much to watch. I try and avoid it as much as I can, just because they're terrible people. And it's a waste of time. It's that time suck where they keep getting into our grill and telling us stuff. I don't know what happened here. I'm going to put this up because I just want to jump to Al Sharpton real quick. It came out that he is CI7. He was an informant. Why is this not going away? He was an informant for the FBI. I mean, whoa, what are you doing, Al? What and why?
Besides the GLB.
So he said that he approached them because the mafia was after him. So he said he went he wore a wire. He went after Don King. He went after music moguls. Um, the whole reason he had to come to them was because he was caught in a drug ring. The mafia is not coming after you or the establishment if you haven't done something. More or less, he was caught in this drug ring. He was saving himself. He becomes a liability to those. So he became a government informant. Now he's going to go on tour with Blasio, the old mayor of New York, and Obama. Like, forget this guy, informant or not, I don't care. But, it puts him into a whole different light. I mean,
Yeah, it does.
so you can't trust anybody or anything.
He's a rat.
He said he wasn't a rat. That was the one word he used because they were coming after him. But really,
Still a rat.
Yeah.
Henry Hill was a rat. They were coming after him too, but he was a rat.
That's right. So he gets, he kind of got a pass from his radical background, I guess, because they considered him a black militant or something. But to me, he's just kind of a sellout. And this just verifies all along that he's been working with and for the man, essentially.
Yeah.
So, hashtag
Pitiful.
disappointing.
Yeah.
But here we are. So yeah, thanks, Reverend. And these guys that are touring with them, give me a break. Why? What's it? Why?
Yeah, I'm surprised Obama didn't have anything to say about the tearing down of the East Wing.
None of them say anything. They say Biden's the devil. Nobody pushes back. They said Obama did a terrible job. This started under Obama. It was such terrible times. And nobody says anything. Nobody says a word. I don't even understand it. All we get is more Caroline Leavitt blasting out more lies. And like they said, well, who gave this order? Your mom. What?
Oh, good one, mean girl.
I mean,
Zing, what a sick burn.
seriously.
Jesus Christ. Are we back on the playground again?
It's so juvenile. Then the guy at the Pentagon, when asked a question, the undersecretary there, or under press secretary there, same thing. Your mom. Really? Wow. We already heard that.
How about the report from ABC that asked Trump why he lied to the American people? Oh, I don't like that grammatification. That's a nasty question.
Well, now he just dresses down everybody. You don't know, young lady. I shouldn't even talk to you. What network are you with? I don't take questions from you. You're, terrible people. I mean, not everybody's a terrible person at ABC. Most of that was just made up nonsense anyway. And to that point, Virginia was the first public university that's going to bow the knee so that they don't get fined by our dear leader. But today I saw Washington University said, no thanks, no deal. We don't need your funding. We'll do what we do without you.
They do have a giant endowment, so good for them.
And other universities are following suit because this is just garbage.
It is garbage.
Why is Virginia doing it? They came to an agreement to remove the threat of an investigation. I mean, this guy just talks so much crap. Meanwhile, the average family is spending $27,000 a year on health insurance, but we're going to threaten universities because they're woke ideology and they're indoctrinating these kids. Meanwhile, you have Stephen Miller out there saying, we're going to teach them about the great USA. And, that sounds a little brown shirted as well. So
it's a lot brown shirted. Yeah. It's just
and creepy.
It's very creepy. It's very disturbing.
So we get limited information. I'm going to put this up. This is going on in Tennessee right now. The CDC doesn't have a whole lot to say. But in Tennessee, we've got foot and mouth disease floating around, extremely contagious, spreading to dozens of schools and daycares. And what are we doing about that? Does that even matter?
It's fine.
It does affect adults too. But right now they have about 180 students and staff as of Monday. Children under 5, wash your hands. Have your kids wash their hands. But my point is, until this stuff comes out, because we have giant numbers of it, and it's a state, the Tennessee Conservative even put this out, There are no guardrails. We get no information about our public health, none of it. Whether it's COVID, razor COVID sore throat, whether it's measles or mumps, like it's just not a thing anymore. And that to me is like the weirdest part. So we spend all day where Trump has his own view, where he sits on the couch, brings in some lame diplomat, and then they all blow him. Well, Rubio could be doing something else other than sitting on the couch. Hegseth, again, other than doing lousy push or pull-ups and putting on his flight suit,
Yeah.
could be doing something. They're not doing anything except continuing to be in our face and giving us misinformation nonstop.
Well, maybe, and I will say this, maybe in the case of Hegseth, it's best that he's not doing anything important, judging by the way he handled Signalgate and just his fucking immense incompetence,
which just went away.
Boneheadedness, yeah, and just general boobery. It's probably best that he's just flying around and, every fucking minute that he's up there doing loop-de-loops in the back of an F-15 probably costs, $1 million. But you know what? At least he's not endangering our troops and our military and giving away secrets. So at least there is that.
That's true.
That's more like Tulsi Gabbard's Providence, where she's going to expose undercover people. And
I'm guessing his mic isn't even on in the plane. Okay, I got so tired of hearing "wee." They were like, yeah, turn his mic off.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, what a weirdo. But
it's a collection of weirdos, man. It's a whole cabinet and a whole. I mean, the government has been hollowed out, and all these positions have been filled by fucking weirdos,
and DEI,
and not the good kind.
And I'm not even going to go into too much detail on this, but there is books coming out and literature coming out about the infighting. They didn't want Susie Wiles in there. Nobody wanted Kristi Noem. The only reason why Kristi Noem got her job is because it's the only thing Lewandowski asked for. So, of course, Trump gave him what he wanted, even though people like Bannon and MTG said she's not qualified. She has no experience in any of that. She was the governor of South Dakota, nothing in law enforcement. Now she oversees all of it, ICE, border patrol. It's just insane that she's so unqualified. Another person that they had scratching and fighting was Sean Duffy. Again, to no qualifications. They went all the way back to 2016 just to try and find something that he said negative about Trump. The only thing they could say why he's deserving of it is because he has 9 children. And to be able to transport 9 kids around town, he must be qualified.
And he was a lumberjack, world champion lumberjack.
Oh, yeah. And that probably has something to do with transportation, too. McMahon, Linda wanted Susie Wiles' job as chief of staff. And that wasn't happening. But she was in the fight, too. None of these people were qualified for any of the jobs that they're doing.
Well, and don't forget the person who's really got Trump's ear, who everybody hates, Laura Loomer.
Yeah. Laura Loomer has issues. She has mental health issues. She's not able to buy a gun. There's a lot of things she can't do, but she does have the ear of the president. And it does upset a lot of people in his administration, but does it really matter? Because his poor decisions will be made by him and pushed through by his minions regardless. And Stephen Miller's the person we didn't even talk about, but he's the head Nazi in this whole organization.
He really is a Jewish Nazi. Who'd have ever thunk?
I don't know. Maybe some self-hate in there. I'm not really sure. But
a lot of self-hate. And, it goes back in the concentration camps. They would pick Jewish prisoners to dispose of the bodies. Their whole job was going in after the showers, collecting the people and putting them on carts and taking them to the crematorium. Fucking soul-sucking. Worst job in the world. I mean, can you imagine?
No, I can't.
Some of them saw their relatives. They were called Sonderkommandos.
Gross.
And they got to live a little bit longer, right?
Yeah.
The other prisoners hated them.
Why not?
But they got to live a little bit longer, but eventually, after a few months, their time was up too, and they were marched into the showers. And may Stephen Miller face, I'm not saying he should be gassed and cremated, but may he face, whatever kind of fate politically that would involve somebody who is actively, acting like a Nazi, rounding people up, overseeing it, taking obviously immense joy in it. Let's hope that there is political consequences and maybe
And to
legal
your point,
consequences.
the only one who is protected under this Supreme Court is the number one guy. Trump's the only one, not his cabinet. None of these secretaries are covered by anything. So
Yeah.
shit starts to hit the fan. Maybe that's another reason to want to head down to Argentina, which has been rumored.
Well, he's building, the word on the street is that underneath that ballroom is his secret bunker.
Well, keep in mind, there's always been a bunker there under the East Wing. But yes, Trump's expanding that quite a bit. And I think that is part of the purpose of the complete destruction of the East Wing is to build that up. Yeah, you're right. The speculation is that come time for voting and the election, he'll just hunker down in the old bunker.
Well, he'll probably start some shit and declare martial law and then hunker down.
Yeah.
No election. Election's caught up. Martial law. Cities are burning. Everything's in danger.
And that's why
we chicken outfit.
That's why we really can't wait. Time is of the essence now.
Time is of the essence, but the Democrats are pretty much silent. At least they're holding their ground for the ACA, part of the of the bill, but they're not speaking up. It's weak and ineffective leadership.
Are they not speaking up, or are we just not seeing it? Because I can't get Trump off the screen.
That could be, and it's even more worrisome with their takeovers now of TikTok.
Yeah,
you're seeing that coming. So again, information is going to be limited, and information is power. So that's also bone chilling.
Yeah, they're following a very strict playbook. There's no doubt, and it's not beneficial to any of us. So it is definitely something to keep paying attention to, please. And again, get activated, get active in your community, talk to your neighbors, etc. Because they're not in the club, even if they think they are, and they're going to be on the sidelines with us. So you might as well make friends now.
Yeah.
So
well said.
I can't go on about this anymore. But I will say that my happy ending is the World Series starts tomorrow. I'm kind of excited to see if the $280 million team can beat the $300 million team. It is always exciting with the World Series, but my other half of that was on the football side. The commissioner came out, who I think is not a great person, but there's no subbing for Bad Bunny. If you don't like it, tune into the TUPS, whatever.
The Has Been halftime show.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be wildly entertaining.
And with any luck, maybe Laura Trump will get to sing. You'll get the auto tune out there. Hey, maybe even Kanye will jump out. Who knows?
And sing his Hitler song. Fun for all. And you saw they're moving the Pro Bowl to Super Bowl week.
Oh, really?
It's going to be played indoors.
Okay.
I
did not see that. Wow.
Yeah. How crazy is that? I mean, I don't even know why they play the Pro Bowl anymore. Back in the 70s and 80s, players weren't making as much, and they really wanted to win that game. You got 25K instead of 10K. Now nobody even wants to go.
Well, if you heard the story from who was the Raider quarterback, just retired from New Orleans.
Derek Carr?
Yeah, Derek Carter.
Derek Carter.
He was telling the story about Mike Tomlin when Tomlin was at the Pro Bowl, and he just told those guys he just wanted to win. He's like, I don't care what you guys do out here. We want the money. So you can have Mike Tomlin's salary. They still want the money, and the guys loved it. They went out and then when they won at the end of that game, he just came up to Carter and hugged him and was like, "We got the money. That's all he really wanted.
We got the bag."
That's right. So
yeah,
it's kind of cool. I'm not dissing Tomlin. If you're there, get the money. Don't why?
Yeah, listen, that's why Mike T is a player's coach, and there's a lot of good aspects about him. Now, do I have issues with his stubbornness and unwillingness to change some things, and his deep conservatism when it comes to fourth down situations?
We're not going to go there. We're not
going to go there. But I did see on a podcast, I saw one of the, I think it was one of the old New England Patriots talking about the Pro Bowl. And he was saying, man, by the time you pay for your linemen and for your family and send everybody out there to Hawaii, you're losing money.
I can believe it.
Yeah. And it's not even in Hawaii anymore.
I know, right? What the heck?
So, but if you look at the numbers, man, most of these guys don't even want to go.
Yeah. Oh, I got an injury. I'm out.
Yeah, so you get down to like the third string guys. So, Kenny Pickett ends up going to the Pro Bowl. Just an example. He never went to the Pro Bowl.
No,
But
probably
yeah,
not
it's
likely.
it's a joke of a game. And I think we've talked about this before. I mean, they used to have the old um
College or high school or college all stars.
well, they had that. That was a joke. But they also had the old playoff bowl. So back when you only had the East and West divisions of the NFL, there was no AFC, no NFC, no AFL yet. The runner-up teams from the East and West would play a meaningless, game, which was essentially like the Pro Bowl in Miami. So you'd have like, say, Detroit against the 49ers. They both finished second in their conference, and a more meaningless game you couldn't possibly have.
Ticket sales way down.
I guess people still went. I don't know. I mean, that was way before my time, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's just I'm surprised the Pro Bowl is still in existence. I mean, Jesus
I didn't
Christ.
even hear it.
There was one year, I think 9 of the 11 starters
Uh-huh.
on the AFC were Pittsburgh Steelers on
Wow.
the defense. And so Lambert goes into the defensive huddle. He's calling Steeler defenses, and the other two guys are like, "What do we do?" He's like, "Just stay out of the way."
No doubt. There's 9 of us here for a reason. Stand back.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome.
So there you go. There's a happy ending.
That is a very happy ending. And the Penguins play the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers tonight. So I know they're a little depleted, but we'll see what this team looks like, because at 5-2, they look like they're an improved team. So let's see if that
look rejuvenated. I think it'll be a good test for them.
So,
and one last thing, I'd be remiss to mention that Michael Keaton, a real Pittsburgh guy, got his star on the inaugural Pittsburgh Walk of Fame.
Yeah, pretty amazing. The other people too were I don't have the list in front of me.
Rogers, Roberto Clemente, I forgot Jonas Salk.
Jonas Salk was one. I was thinking of the playwright,
August Williams.
August Williams.
August Wilson.
And also Benson. George
Benson, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I thought it was really cool and neat idea down in the Strip District. And they've been working on that for several years. But to see Michael Keaton, he really appreciated it. He's a great ambassador of that city. And he is that city, essentially, as far as his personality. I mean, it made him who he is as a person, which is a good person, salt of the earth type of guy. And I know he really appreciated it. So that was cool.
Yeah, he's a Pittsburgh guy. Like you said, he left Pittsburgh years ago, but you never really leave Pittsburgh. Yeah,
that's right.
That's true.
Well, great ending on that one, Billy. I appreciate that. And then I'll let you go, and I'll catch up with you next Tuesday.
I see what you did there.
I didn't say it. But, you have a good rest of your day, and we'll catch up for Friday and a Thursday.
All right, you do the same, buddy. I'll talk to you later. Nice job.
You too. See you later.